Everyone, and thank you especially for allowing us into your space time. The land I am walking on is also the site for the proposed research university for quantum mechanics and ideological technology. It is also the proposed reference university, which is Pan-African in nature, also for quantum mechanics and ideological technology. So then the question is, at least from our point of view, what is quantum mechanics? Well, let's take a reference from the Princeton University in the United States. Recently, there was a debate, and guess what the topic was? Ultimate reality. What is ultimate reality? And that is where we want to take our explanation from. If world science can appreciate to a very large extent what ultimate reality is, then perhaps, only perhaps, all the mysteries surrounding the Bermuda Triangle could be healed. Because it is an issue of mechanics, quantum mechanics. Is it an energy problem? It is. We know ships disappear there, airplanes disappear there. We see it as a confluence of energy. And so, with a clearer understanding of what goes on at quantum, maybe we could together begin to heal all the mysteries surrounding the Bermuda Triangle. That is our first platform for defining our view of quantum mechanics. But come with me, Alex. This beautiful tree is an expression from the quantum field. We know, physicists know, biologists too know. Then the question is, can we fold this tree, this expression, back into quantum? Yes, we can, sorry. We can fold it back into energy. But we are trying to explain what, from our point of view, we look at quantum mechanics. A while ago, this place, the tree got wounded. There was a big slash here. But the important thing is that it is healing. And all these healing processes emerge from the quantum field. The designs, in fact, the template for the tree is perfect. And when the slash took place, that was an expression in the physical. So it didn't affect quantum design. So the instruction was still there. Be a tree and be perfect. And that activated a push from quantum that sought alliances with the severed nerves around here earlier on. So they sought affiliations and started building, bonding, and then in a process that we see here. Sooner than later, this gap will close. And let me just add this. You can see clearly that this tree has undergone a lot of stress. But for resilience that nature has, it will stand. We at the Institute talk about quantum mechanics as it relates to physicality. Einstein gave us the laws of relativity. And, it opened a gateway into understanding life. We look at nature in order to draw our physical designs. This we have not done so well as a collective. We have ignored, it looks like we have ignored quantum dynamics and are focusing now on physicality, making repairs with our own ideological traits that don't seem to even provide the desired result. Now, what we do at Quantum Mechanics Research University, we have 7 faculties, and all these 7 faculties have been carefully designed to look deeply into 7 major global institutions that literally govern the world. The idea is to look into these institutions and then apply them as nature would do if nature were running these institutions. So there is a clear semblance in science, we know that as above, so below. So all these 7 faculties provide us with research agenda. And then we dive deep into existence, into the quantum field. And then we look for alternate designs and models and frameworks for these 7 global institutions. The first one is religion. And you know that it is religion that builds or is supposed to build societal structures. And the second is education. Education will expand the intellectuality. So it is critical that education takes into cognizance the importance of quantum mechanics, so that clearly nature can teach us how to institutionalize life, if you want or if you like that. Then we look at commerce and industry. We have seen from our various quantum laboratories that our education does not clearly fit into what quantum mechanics provides or what nature provides. And so our educational models does not necessarily fit digitally onto what commerce and industry also pans out. So we have found alternatives in our business development, and then management, and we have put it into what we call leadership cycle. This is it. In fact, this is possible because of what is happening on the planet at the moment. There is a quantum shift. There is a new paradigm emerging. And it is as a result of the precession of the equinoxes. The astronomers and astrologers will understand us clearly. So now planet Earth is positioned to reshape her and redesign her institutional frameworks for better results. It's time also for our collective DNA to begin, because they are activated. Our DNA is activated now due to the quantum shift. So it's time for the activation process to proceed, so that we can see new models in our religious entanglements, our educational entanglements, and commerce, industry, and so forth. Then from commerce and industry, we go to health and well-being. Again, if you look at this tree and what it is doing for itself, there is no application there's no external application. When it got wounded, all that nature said was, well, it's okay, I'm wounded, but I will take care of myself. All it needs is time. So we see that there's a disparity, there's a seeming disparity between our health practices and then what nature is also doing to heal herself. A lot goes on in the ocean we don't see. A lot goes on all around us from the multidimensional attributes of life. If you take health aside, we also look into food and nutrition. And we have decided to add genetic engineering. The reason is this. Food must reflect nutrition, and then nutrition too must reflect food. But for these two to be balanced, our genetic engineers must begin to modify natural products, albeit not to lose information. The balanced initial information is very, very critical. So food, nutrition, and genetic engineering. Apart from that, we also look into our politics, socio-economic policy designs. Again, if you look at nature and how nature manages leadership, you see that there's a gap, and that's what we do here. So we are the world's friend. You can say we just emerged, but we know the world gave birth. The world gave birth to us, and so there is that relationship that shall continue till we are perhaps understood. And then, last but not the least, along our faculties, we have a tradition. Chieftaincy and law reform. Again, if you look at nature and what goes on in at the quantum field, and what the what quantum dynamics manifest, you realize that law is law and order is order, and then and that is it. There's nothing we can do about it. So we indeed need to make sure that our tradition fits into nature, to be followed by our chieftaincy, and then possibly law reform. This is an introductory video. We shall be streaming on YouTube through either our English version, which is Consciousness in Action, or our Tree version, which is we have termed Consciousness in Tree. It is in Tree because it is time for Africa to begin writing their own textbooks in their indigenous languages. Because a language is a conduit of energy to a collective social memory complex, if you like. If there's an ethnic group with a distinct language, it's from the quantum field. It is energy flowing through this quantum conduit and then splitting in our usage of our alphabet and so forth and so on. So we will certainly expect you to move with us as we stream in either Consciousness in Action or Consciousness in Tree. And then we know that we can share our energies and then help in the quantum shift that is ongoing in the planetary system. Thank you so much, and so it is.